wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast.
Come? Alright, I'll do my own bits myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
We have a very feature-packed show ahead of us, so I'm going to make the joke quick. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Boater.
If I illegally download a movie about the Bahamas, does that make me a pirate of the Caribbean? Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater.
Oh, I get it! If you're in the Caribbean and you're a pirate, and you wouldn't right-click an NFT, would you, sir? Would you?
I would.
You wouldn't
I
download a car
I would.
for with the current gas prices? I wouldn't.
I didn't say it'd be a combustion engine car.
Like you can right-click a Tesla. I mean, really.
Fuck Tesla. There's plenty of electric options out there. I work for a car dealer. You wouldn't download a car, would you? My employer would not like me to answer that truthfully. Anyway,
You're on
hi
our good
everybody. Hi everybody, and welcome. Like I said, we've got a ton to get to tonight, so we're gonna just plow right into this, starting with a Twitch ban. Russian-American streamer Mira claims that her latest ban, which was believed to be permanent, came down because, according to her, she was, quote, born in the wrong country. Now, in the past, she's run afoul of community guidelines before, and most places that I found this reported were talking about how, like, yeah, you know, she's definitely just decided to scroll through Twitter while chatting with chat, and oops, nudity came up on Twitter feed. So obviously there's no VOD to go to. We can't tell what it is, but she's convinced that it's because everything is cracking down on Russia, that, well, I was born in the wrong country. She went onto YouTube during a live stream, which has since been made private, where she said, there's going to be cursing, by the way, I didn't do anything fucking wrong, not on fucking Instagram, not on fucking Twitch, not on fucking Russia. I did most of my research for the show yesterday, and since then, she has been unbanned. So it's probably just something with community guidelines, and it is kind of a sign of the times that, like, everyone's really jumpy on that, and that was either what her first assumption was or what she could easily blame it on. Anyway, Mira's unbanned after just about 3.5 days of being banned, so you're back. Do good with this, I guess. That's what I got for Twitch ban.
Looks like the crying works for everybody.
Right. We need to get a picture of. We need to get an emote of just one of us with big crocodile tears.
or just the Loki crocodile. And then that's it. Like,
yeah,
spam that.
Yeah. All right. So that's who's banned in the last 7 days on Twitch. Dave, what do we have looking forward in the next 7 days coming out in the gaming world?
The next 7 days in gaming are big, and not just because WWE is releasing a game for the first time in 2 years, but that will come at the end of this segment. I'm going to start with a smaller game, a less than AAA title called Aztec Forgotten Gods. Interesting little
Oh, I heard
trailer
about
here.
this. Okay.
And we're going to be looking at it in Nerd Division.
This is
So
my chat is not connecting, right?
the trailer we found on that Steve graciously put in is for the Switch, but this will be releasing on March 10th, or Mario Day, for the Xbox One, the Series X, the Switch, and the PlayStation consoles of all sorts and colors. This is an idea of the future if the Aztecs Empire never fell. Didn't stop,
Okay.
didn't discontinue. And so they're in this very, very, very far future society, and not to get too much into the plot line and things like that, but you'll notice there's a lot of technology, and they start realizing, hey, what happened to all these like old gods they used to worship and things like that? Let's bring them back and see how they can. And then they realize
That's not gonna go poorly.
Yeah, and it definitely doesn't go poorly, as you can see in the trailer. Looks
I like the
interesting.
art style of it. That looks really
Yes.
cool.
The gameplay itself looks pretty fun, and not just because the main character looks like Doomfist, and damn do I miss playing Overwatch, but I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking to see how it fleshes out. Storyline-wise, we'd be really interested to see it played and things like that. But I know what you're thinking. I don't want to play another open world, save the universe thing. I want something I can chew on, something that's easy, but something that's not got Mario in it. Well, also on March 10th, Mario Day, our friends at Square decided to recreate a sequel to a 1999 game, Chocobo Racing. This one, called Chocobo GP, or Chocobo Grand Prix, featuring levels, locales, and characters from the Final Fantasy universe in the art style of chibi and adorable, not main story characters, but your white mages, your black mages,
Okay.
red mages, things like that, Moogles, background characters, and things of that nature. And it's definitely got the Nintendo blessing, as it is on the Switch.
Yep.
It's got a short story mode in it. It's cutesy.
It looks cute.
It's for fun. It's a Chocobo game.
Yep.
By God, if you think
It's a kart racer. If that's your jam, do it.
Yes. If you think to yourself, I'm just tired of racing, and I'm so good at racing on Mario Kart 8, and I beat all the new levels that they're releasing with the online pass. Here's another game for you. 60 Oh God. It just
Okay.
So, Boder, I don't know if you remember, but we talked about the controversies of recent AAA games such as the Madden franchises,
Yep.
the NHL, but I don't think we talked too much about WWE 2K here on the program.
No, not too much.
WWE. I love it. This is a game that I'm actually pretty excited about. And not just because the ad features one of the baldest men on Twitch, Tim the Tatman, but it's just WWE games were always a lot of fun. Being a former WWE fighting games champion here at Insane Games and things like that, I'm really looking forward to seeing this come out, looking at the characters, seeing all the work that they put in, because this is an installment that WWE 2K20 came out. It was so piss poorly received that 2K literally said, "We're not making WWE 2K21.
Okay.
We're gonna work on this. We're gonna
break out of that every year paradigm.
We're going to work on this because it's not working and we need more time to work on it." So 2K22 is the next in the line after 2K20. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited for it. It is the return of a mode that is absolutely going to grab Dan's attention because he has wanted this for years. Since 2007, WWE has removed what's called GM mode, a mode where you are able to book your own pay-per-views, your own roster, your own schedule, manage your wrestlers, things like that.
That was well timed bringing that up with the trailer.
and it's returning, and I'm really excited. I could see us doing like an in-house Insane Games brand GM battle and things like that, and that could be a lot of fun. They are also showcasing one of the most popular wrestlers in WWE history and just in wrestling in general, in Rey Mysterio Jr. The 2K Showcase voter. I know you're already on this and you already know what it is, but just for sake, I'll pretend you don't.
For the people at home.
Where what I like about that is they go over the history of this wrestler and they show snapshots of big matches, big moments.
Okay.
Why you, as a person who may not know them, would then have a comfortable familiarity with the
Yeah.
character and things like that.
Instead of just being another name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is they cut in live footage and then they'll quick snap to the game where you're in the match, you're in the middle of the moment, ladder's already set up, you as the player climb up, and then it cuts back to the end of WrestleMania, everyone's cheering, you won the belt, it was you that climbed the ladder, do these things. It's fun, it's engaging, it's a really great way of doing it, and I'm really hoping that 2K can live up to what Yuke's used to do with the WWE games, because otherwise I don't see a reason that they would keep doing them.
Yeah.
If it's shit, it's shit, and that's gonna be really bad.
Yeah, so we'll see. They've taken the extra year to work on it. 2021 was a good year to skip anyway because of delays and everything like that. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Really excited. Definitely gonna try checking that one. That one coming out for all major consoles: 4, 5, the Series X, the Series S, the Xbox One, and Windows, on the 11th.
Cool. So that's what's coming out in the next 7 days. Before we get into, obviously we've got a ton of news to go over. A ton has happened in the gaming world. But, before we nose to the grindstone, Dave, what have you been playing? What have you been watching these past 7 days?
I have been getting very much lost in Elden Ring.
Yep.
Still in the universe. Still having a lot of fun. There was one moment on stream where I fought these enemies, and then I realized there was a tomb below, and I went down there, and I fought another enemy, and then there was a chest at the end, just like you would in a Zelda game, things like that. I opened the chest, a plume of smoke engulfed my character, and I was teleported across the map to an area that was way higher leveled than I was, and I had a blast! I met, it was an area basically where it was supposed to be like these threatening, mages and all these things, but I just basically was like, nerds! And hulked up my shield and sword and was beating the piss out of them. And but then they're OP, so they would hit me twice and I would die. And something about that game just speaks to me and does not frustrate. I enjoy the hell out of it.
Nice.
And I love playing Elden Ring. More Valheim as usual. I've really been enjoying smelting things. We did yesterday, unfortunately, on stream. As you get back further into the game, there are raids on where your home is and where you have your beds and everything.
Okay.
And the raids just got to the point where it was midnight, and we're all like, "All right, it's time for us to log off." And then it came up raid is occurring, and these guys came in. They slaughtered all of our livestock. They destroyed half of the half of the walls. They killed all of us 12 times. And at the end of it, when we finally managed to ward them off, all of us sitting there going, same time next week, same time next week. And that's the hallmark of a good game and a fun group to play with.
Nice.
So thank you, Love Alec, for allowing me to join in on that one. But Valheim and more Elden Ring. How about you? What have you been playing?
I did finish the DLC for Control. I talked about it last week, but I would say, considering the two different DLCs, the Foundation, I would say, is crucial in playing Control. It's you should absolutely play it.
Yeah.
It only kicks in after you finish the main story of the game, and then it's here's another quest, and it's another 4 or 5 hours of story. Almost like a tiny mini sequel. It plays just like the main game itself, has its own sector that it goes in, because in the main game you're going, okay, cool, I'm going to spend a ton of time in research sector, I'm going to spend a ton of time in maintenance. Here you're going to spend a ton of time in the Foundation sector. And then the other DLC, AWE, or the Alan Wake tie-in one, I mentioned I had basically finished it except for fighting the final boss. I went back after doing Foundation and unlocking the triple throw ability, which is not as overpowered as I feared. I avoided getting it because I felt that's going to be overpowered, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not quite as, you do pay for it with energy expenditure. But against Hartman, at the end, all you got to do is keep him staggered. And the best way to keep him staggered is throw 3 things at him. By the time he's up and running, you've got your energy back. So it all of a sudden made the last boss fight really easy, and I finished it. So I'm done with Control. Hooray!
Hell yeah.
I started playing... Well, Steve asked us in our group chat, do you guys want any trailers? And I sent him this. Because I've started playing Halo Combat... Well, I've started playing Halo again. and I can't see one of those trailers out on the highway without thinking of a Covenant transport dropping elites and grunts on me. So I started playing Halo again, finished Halo Combat Evolved and just working my way through because I do have Halo Infinite, but it's been years since I played Halo 5. So, like, basically, I played it twice when it came out. I played it, and then I played it again to capture footage for, oh my gosh, I need to get my thoughts about this out because I'm a YouTuber and hashtag content. I'm happy with that video, by the way. And I basically haven't played it since then. I just hadn't gotten around to it. So this is taking time for myself and playing through all the Master Chief Halo games.
You heard it here first on the Nerd Glasses, ladies and gentlemen. Boater's back in the competitive Halo scene. Bring it on!
It's single player, you maniac!
Nope, that's not what he's saying. He's being shy, he's being cautious. I'll bring on all comers.
Yeah.
Boater will fight you.
And then Tom will kick my ass again. It's fine.
You heard it here first. Boater's challenging Tom, Jackson, Nico, Mike, Dan. Am I messing anybody out, Steve? That that plays typically, or is at least in the what? The main folks. Boater v Tom, the sequel, unless Jackson wins. Could happen. But did I sense an open flippant comment about Dan being able to beat him?
Probably not, honestly.
Gauntlet is laid down. The gauntlet is laid.
Softly laid upon the
Whoa,
ground.
Steve in chat. Whoa.
I also, after being away from the game for 7 years, I reinstalled League of Legends. Because, honestly, I saw you playing it with the community, a bunch of people playing together for someone's birthday.
The Garnted cult, thank you.
Yes,
I
yes,
know
yes.
everybody likes to pretend I don't have things like that, but let's come on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching the Garnted Cult playing League of Legends, and a couple weeks ago you guys were playing, and I just had it on on the TV in the background while I was playing something on my phone. I watched a couple times this past weekend, and it was finally enough that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna reinstall. I'm gonna go through the massive hassle just to claim my summoner name back, make sure that I have all my skins, and I did a couple of easy bot games with Steph's Sunday Night. Had to whip out the DJ Sona skin. And Arcane isn't why you got back into League of Legends. It is not, because I wasn't enjoying playing League of Legends most of the time, but in watching the cult play it, I'm like, this seems like a good crew of people to play with. I won't play it with anyone else, but I'll play it with you guys. So
hell yeah.
And then I finished watching The Legend of Ox Machina. I talked about it a bit last week, but it is a show that is based on Critical Role. All the voice actors coming back, all that. It's a 12-episode season. I finished it, and it's really good. It is dark. It is crude and lighthearted and funny and irreverent and dark as hell.
That's putting a lot of context, because Matt Mercer voiced some characters that I like in other things, where he apologized specifically for he's like, yeah, this is I hope you guys really enjoy it, but just be careful. And I was like, wonder why you would say that.
Well, also be careful because, hey, did you like that? Well, here's years of Critical Role content to go on to next. And I'm like, no, I do not have time for that rabbit hole.
That's right. Critical Role getting the Insane Games TV bump that they need.
Clearly. Anything else to add? Any other media you've been consuming along the way?
I did sit down because I saw a bunch of targeted ads, and it was actually successful for once. Have you ever heard of Steed Bonnet, the Gentleman Pirate?
I mean, yes.
You have?
Yeah, it was a character in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So you have heard of the Gentleman Pirate. Well, have you seen the Gentleman Pirate's recent television show?
No, I have not.
Our Flag Means Death.
Okay, I
is
might
on,
have heard of that.
HBO Max. It was a targeted ad, and one day I was sitting down, and I thought to myself, yes, this is exactly what I want, and it's exactly my speed, and exactly the kind of comedy.
At this very moment, this is what I'm looking for. Very cool.
Thank you very much to my sister-in-law Carly for letting me mooch your HBO Max off of you. But I highly recommend it. There is now 4 episodes out, and it's just fun. My God, the Gentleman Pirate is based upon an actual historical figure. Both tellings in video game and in the show are exaggerated, although the stories of the Gentleman Pirate are incredibly exaggerated themselves. So definitely check out Steed Bonnet's story, and Our Flag Means Death. I enjoyed it, and I think you guys would too.
From there, let's, as long as... Terrible segue.
Firstly,
nope,
thank
go
you
ahead,
very
go
much,
ahead,
More
go
Like
ahead.
Rigor Mortis, for the subscription.
Oh, yes!
And welcome, everybody. Mr. Mod Josh, Dudicarus, and More Like Rigor Mortis, of course. Do you want to read the sub?
Sure.
It's important. It's important.
Our subscription can run, squat, and throw a ball underhand. Be warned that at mealtime, the wee one may find it fun to stick small objects like raisins or beads in their nose, ears, or other orifices, so watch closely. And welcome, Mr. Mod Josh, as well. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for showing up. Now that we've talked our BS and the fun that we've been having the past week, time to get into some news topics. What's been happening in the world of gaming? And this is actually slightly... This is like maybe 8 or 9 days ago, so kind of last week news, but still, I found out about it a couple days ago, and it is hilarious to me. In our NFT roundup, Pixelmon.
Steve, do you have that picture of the NFT car on fire? Come on, man! I only want like 3 things in life.
I can put the Covenant transport trailer back on.
I spent all weekend while we were watching the races. Every time a cryptocurrency or an NFT car would, excuse me, it's just cryptocurrency cars. I would just stand there going, burn, baby, burn, 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 burn. And like every time there was an accident, things, I was like, Steve, isn't it? No? All right.
Have you heard of Pixelmon?
Not enough to know anything about it.
It was pitched as a game that would be like an open world game with Pokemon style appeal. Where each individual monster would be a unique NFT.
Oh no.
They did their full original primary sale and went through their 10,000 unit run. Each of which sold for 3 Ether, which is roughly $9,000 at the moment.
What unit of measurement for currency is an Ether?
Ether is the token for Ethereum. As opposed to, like, Ethereum is probably the most popular blockchain. Was a successor to Bitcoin, but Ethereum. Again, if you want to know a lot of this background stuff, watch NFT Line Goes Up. It's a 2.5-hour documentary on YouTube, and I cannot recommend it enough.
Crypto bitches.
So the actual design... So it's sold through this, and then, as usually happens, they sell through the things, and then you actually get the designs in your crypto wallet. We're still on Covenant Transport.
Yay!
Oh, you did that. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't realize what was happening. Yay! Crypto burn. Yay! I was confused. Sorry. So normally you do the thing and then you get the actual designs that are randomized out of the thing into your crypto wallet. Well, they got the designs a few days later and they look like ass! The art assets were more terrible than NFTs even usually are. Like, they had advertised the game with these really cool, like, voxel looks to them, kind of Minecraft, kind of Pokemon, very cool looks. And most of them come in and they just look awful. They became instant memes, especially this one character named Kevin. The actual official name of the character, named Kevin, which on its own went to become hugely mimetic and spawn its own run of NFTs because intellectual property is a joke to these people. The creator of Pixelmon, Cyber, spelled with an S at the start, admitted that the launch went poorly and pledged to spend $2 million to revamp the art. Now, again, we talked about how much money was made. 10,000 units, 3 Ether each, or roughly 9,000 US dollars. 70 million was raised during the primary sale, one of the biggest NFT drops to date. So, like, and then the art ends up looking like garbage, and there's still, like, no actual news behind the game that this would all be a part of.
Now, Fuller, I full disclosure. I am a rube when it comes to certain things. I buy deluxe editions of games because of the steelbook. I bought No Man's
Same.
Sky the day of release.
Not same.
But come on, you dumb. You're dumb.
You dumb.
You're fucking dumb.
You dumb. You done fucked up.
Inexcusably fucking dumb. You dumb. I
Again,
pity you, you dumb.
Most of the people that bought it are probably going to try, probably did so with the anticipation of flipping them for even more. That is usually what happens in crypto circles. You buy them usually for like 0.1 crypto, or 0.1 ether, 0.3 ether, and...
Sorry, one more time. What's ether again?
It's the currency of...
Yep. Okay, sorry.
That's fine. And then you flip them, and that's where they resell for so much more, or it's a total wash, and you get like $10 for it.
Dumb.
It's
the sorry. I'm gonna say one of the most internet modern things. Are you the asshole? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Dave, am I the asshole is not new internet.
It is for me. So there we go.
Okay. Dave, what have you got?
Well, many years ago, people were warned. People were told. Firstly, just one more time. I enjoy that, watching that car be on fire. Eee, what a good representation.
Bye, fire car. We're gonna
young
keep you for
people.
NFT roundup all times in the future until we find a better representation. We'll have to relabel that as NFT roundup.
We should have Steve round up a bunch of pictures of NFTs and put it around the car.
Yeah, right click, save as, all of them.
Like one board monkey, one of those. But anyway, people were warned in print ads that John Romero was going to kick your ass.
Oh my god.
And we discussed this and we talked great about this. But
Dave, that's a 25-year-old advertising campaign, 30-year-old advertising campaign.
I was 3 when that came out.
Well, I mean, the advertising campaign is one thing. When the game actually came out is another.
That's true.
It was one of the earlier... This game took a long time. We're talking Daikatana, by the way. I think it was originally advertised in, like, 95. 95, 97, something like that. It was going to be revolutionary. Then it took forever to come out. And then Half-Life came out. And then Daikatana came out and didn't do anything better than Half-Life did. And so it was like, yeah, how'd that go, buddy? It didn't.
Well, as we heard on previous episodes where we referenced Daikatana and things like that, John Romero kicked everyone's asses with that game. Nothing to worry about.
Clearly.
Well, their Poutine, Vladusky.
Dave,
I can make up millions of these things. You, sir, have crossed a certain line. You, sir, have gotten the ire of one John Romero, and he's coming after you, too. And I know you shit those Russian britches at night thinking about that, because he announced that he was making a exclusive Doom 2 level. First one in many, many years, where 100% of the proceeds were going to go to the Red Cross support in Ukraine and the UN Central Emergency Response in Ukraine.
Okay.
For a whole whopping, this is the gentleman who made Doom and designed all these levels, all these things, for a whole whopping US $4.35, you could own that level. It's so far, it's been out for 5 days. It's raised $27,200 in $5 downloads for a game that a lot of people do not have anymore.
Yep. I mean, a lot of people, pretty much, if they find a way to, you can direct donate to stuff, but it's hard to like verify what's a good place to donate, whatever. If someone that you trust says, "Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's how you can do that through me," sure, I'll do that. I'll drop that 435, or I'll drop that $10 over at itch.io, itch, where you can get 991 games, video games, role-playing games, etc. I'm trying to figure out where I had this. I have a lot of stuff today. Yeah, there's video games like Backbone, which is on my Steam wish list. A Short Hike and Celeste. These are all things that got a lot. Like, didn't Celeste win some awards last year at the Game Awards?
Almost positive it did. I'm pulling up the actual link to it, and I'm going to drop it in chat for folks.
Wonderful, thank you. There's tabletop role-playing games like where did it? Oh, I lost it. Tabletop role-playing games like Thirsty Sword Lesbians and Blue Shift, both of which look amazing. It came out. I want to say 3 days ago. I'm not sure what day it actually went live. It has already raised, as of 2 p.m. today, $1,344,000 of its $2 million goal. All money that's earned through that, and again, it is at least $10. You can donate more if you want, and they strongly encourage you to do so if you can. All money raised from that is going to be split evenly between International Medical Corps and Voices of Children, both of which are doing work in Ukraine right now.
For some reason, the link isn't working on my phone, but I also know my phone's been having some issues, so I'll just drop a link to itch.io.
I can bring it up.
And it's right there on the homepage. Follow on that link. So it seems like the gaming world has stood up and decided that they're not going to fall for old fatty poos teens, mean mugging tactics and douchery.
That's interesting. It also was showing up as nothing here on my phone. The bundle for Ukraine. Hold up.
They may be having some issues.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find news on that in the last hour or so.
I will transition to, speaking of which, many game companies, things like that, have donated time and efforts in support of Ukraine and things of that nature, and a lot of it has occurred by hitting the pocket of Russia by sanctions, things of that nature. But one company that does not work on a computer either, says Demon Dragon. Something's definitely going on with that.
Okay, I will keep trying to figure that out while you keep going, Dave.
But one company that usually is on the shit list here on the program is actually going to be getting a small pat on the back for actually taking action, which is weird on their part. And one that is especially wrought with microtransactions and things of that nature. EA has gone in and removed all of the Russian teams from NHL 22 and FIFA 22 as of this morning. They are out of the pack systems. They are out of the things of that nature. Dudicker's dropping another link. Oh, there it is. Okay, it might just be getting overloaded.
Okay.
Because there it is on itch.io.
And as of this point, $1,913,000. It's almost at its $2 million mark.
Butter, you will have to show me, because I did one of these last time we were talking about actually specifically these bundles for causes when I bought the Black Lives Matter one.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't know what to do. I have a link.
Okay, cool. So they don't do Steam codes or whatever. You would need to look through and download whatever specifically you want straight from itch.
Oh, but they don't expire technically, or at least not within a...
Not as far as I know.
Hell yes. All right.
So yeah, I need to make sure to, like, I get paid on Friday, and then I will look and be like, what's fair? Actually, fuck, $10. I could do it right now, but, I'll do $10 now, and then I'll do it again on Friday.
Thank you very much to our producer, Dude Icarus, for good looking out. But EA removing the NHL and FIFA Russian teams.
Yep. There's a lot going on with those. It's interesting that they're like removing those teams from NHL 22 and FIFA 22. Like straight at the content level, a lot of companies are saying that they're, as Activision put it, not selling. Not I forget actually exactly how they put it because I didn't write it down. But like of and in their games, of their not selling copies of their games and not selling stuff in their games in Russia and Belarus. Um, Microsoft, Ubisoft, CD Projekt Red, which means that Cyberpunk 2077 got review bombed on Steam by Russian bots. Um, and for a short amount of time went down to mixed reviews from mostly positive until Steam stepped in and was like, yeah, we're not going to count those towards that. And it's interesting too that like this isn't obviously just video gaming here. I also follow a lot of automotive news, and Nissan is suspending vehicle exports to Russia, and they anticipate production of their St. Petersburg plant to stop shortly. Volkswagen Group, BMW, Volvo have all said that they're going to stop export to Russia, and in many cases Belarus as well. Um, and I kind of like it's interesting because Putin doesn't give a shit if he can't play a Russian team in NHL 22.
Who?
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Poutine. I think you're mispronouncing it.
Vladimir Putin is my brother-in-law's character in our D&D campaign. That's a different person. He's a barbarian.
No, I'm pretty sure I've watched some news clips seeing a guy scowling around.
But like he doesn't care. The main oligarchs don't care. The people that it hurts the most are Russian citizens. And it's interesting because they're not outright stating it, and it may not be the intention overall, but I read this as, listen, Russia, you've had these kinds of issues with leadership before, and you've done it in the past. We just need you to do it again. I don't know. I mean, like, it's weird because like the people in power that are doing things are not the ones that are most hurt by most of these things going through. They're going to be a lot more hurt by President Biden's thing earlier today about cutting off reliance on Russian oil. Like they don't give a shit what Ubisoft does, but at the same time, it is a very powerful message, I guess, that the free world isn't going to abide by this from the country. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on all of the on everyone saying like, yeah, we're not going to do business with Russia anymore, like from video games on up?
I think it's politics and social standards news on Nerd Glasses. Boom.
Yeah, but it relates to video games, so we can do it.
No. It's just I always like we should definitely preface a like. When,
yeah. Oh
when
yeah. By the way,
like...
these are our personal opinions. We are not political scientists. I graduated college, but took no social science classes in college. I graduated high school. Took 2 years of global studies.
Like, exactly. So our opinions represent our own,
yes,
and not the company we work for and things like that. Conspiracy baseball. I don't think conspiracy baseball wants to talk about Vladimir Putin.
Our opinions do not reflect those of conspiracy baseball.
But I think it's very cool that the world is coming together and having a voice and having an opinion on these things, and enacting on said things, as opposed to just the indifference of corporate. Really, the Kevin Smith one? Really,
I had to get something to prop him up into frame.
But I like it. It feels pretty good that brands that I like are doing things that I like and things that I agree with, this and that and the other. And it just speaks to the idea that people's everyday lives are being shaken up and things like that, and so it shouldn't just be the people that are able to turn the channel, to look away, to do these things, to just be able to be like, well, it doesn't affect me. Like, it doesn't. Nerd Glasses is going to keep going on every week. You know, this and that and the other. Boder and I are going to go to our works, this and that and the other. But it's nice that, you know, the rest of the world is doing something.
Yeah.
Deeper discussions about that on a different program, but it's also nice that gaming as a whole is also not taking the, well, we're gaming, ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, yeah, but a lot of people get a lot of their world through gaming and things like that. And
Epic actually put it in a really cool way in that they are pausing sales, but they're not blocking access to games that people have already bought. We're not blocking access for the same reason other communication tools are made online. The free world should keep all lines of dialogue open.
that's Epic Games' little brother to Insane Games TV. Just
Yeah.
saying.
In case you forgot who they are, it's easy. They're small fry. Yeah, it's on one hand really, really clear cut. On the other hand, complicated. So, global politics.
Exactly. I'm good. Well, you know what the reality is though. A lot of the things that we're reporting on, a lot of things we're seeing, align with what we would like.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to say, yeah, we're doing it and things like that. It's kind of hard to see it from the other's perspective in this particular case.
Yeah.
As it is for a lot of things that have been happening recently. But
Yeah, like I saw a headline for one that made me be like, oh, that might feel like a little too far. The headline was Twitch. It was it was on Kotaku, which I'll talk more about them in a bit, but it was along the lines of Twitch will not issue payouts to Russian streamers.
ooh.
Turns out
Yikes.
it was a very poorly worded headline, because what's actually happening is that with economic sanctions and banks being cut off, Twitch cannot
I was
issue
gonna
payouts.
say, wait a minute. Twitch, even though it's an Amazon subsidiary, it's not Amazon. They don't have like inroads once all these companies are like,
it's
well, we're not
also
trading
like
with
it's one thing to say you can't spend your money by whatever. It's another thing to be like, you've put labor into this and we're not going to pay you for it.
yes.
To the streamers that are just trying to make ends meet. And so no, it's that because of economic sanctions, they literally can't. And Twitch has said, we will do, you know, as soon as we can, we will get that to you. We will use whatever avenues, PayPal, whatever. Because, you know, we understand that you, the streamers, aren't responsible for what's going on, and we want to make sure if we are holding money that belongs to you, when the payout time comes, we want to make sure that you get it.
You know what? I will step a little bit over our topics and just say, if you have a neighbor that happens to be Russian or things like that, it's not their fucking fault.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Dipshits. Upstate New York is wrought with dumb fucks that make this everybody else's problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the individual's fault that the action of a government that they're not even in the country of. Like,
Yeah. Like we mentioned earlier with Mira, who is a Russian American streamer. She's from Russia, but she's American. And she's, you know, and I'm sure she's getting a lot of, you know, especially because she's a woman on Twitch. I'm sure she's getting a lot of, you know, hate and abuse and stuff like that. You know, be kind. You know, be kind to Russian communities near you. If there's, you know, Russian cuisine, anything like that. Like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. I had one more topic regarding Russia and Ukraine, and then that has a good segue out of it, and then we can end on other topics. Does that sound good?
I love it.
Okay, cool. Wargaming, which is the studio behind the hugely popular World of Tanks, is based in Belarus, which has largely kind of been politically like a puppet state for Russia. It's been aiding the invasion of Ukraine, etc. But a branch of Wargaming, Wargaming Kyiv, is, as the name suggests, based in Ukraine's capital city. So the Wargaming overall studio has been helping staff in Kyiv find shelter and has been sending salary payments early to assist. They've been helping with travel and relocation expenses, and have also donated $1 million in the studio's name to the Ukrainian Red Cross. Yep, I'll put this back as well. So it's one of those things, and like they're not the only ones. There are a lot of like personal, privatized companies that are like, yo, we don't agree with what we're doing, and we're going to try to help, our anyone that's working across the border in Ukraine. We want to help our employees. We want to help civilians, etc. And Wargaming is another one of those studios. I found out about this story because, we mentioned last week that Kotaku, along with many other uh, publications in Geo Network, Gizmodo Group, whatever you want to call it, went on strike starting last Monday. Well, last Thursday, this article pops up about Wargaming. And I'm like, and I didn't see it there. I originally saw it because I'm following a few of the writers on Twitter, and one that was retweeted was someone saying, well, that's not how I wanted to get my first article published on mainline Kotaku. The guy is a writer for Kotaku Australia, and without his consent, management was like, we need content on the main page. Just grab the article and we published it with comments turned off. Real classy, Spanfeller. Yeah, the author of the article, David Smith, just spoke out against his content being used to cross the digital picket line. And there were a few other stories that turned up on Kotaku as well. Jalopnik did not. I don't know about other publications under that banner.
Because as of last week we were saying, like, if you can avoid using Kotaku, things like that. We did all the stories this week. Kotaku links to a lot of things, especially if you're searching gaming stuff and inside the continental U.S.
Yep.
Kotaku's a lot of the big hit articles and things like that. Although thankfully it's not very hard to find gaming news around any corner. But
I got a little more familiar with Eurogamer this week.
Nice.
But announced on the evening of Sunday the 6th, GMG Union announced that a deal with management had been reached, and surely enough, Kotaku started publishing again Monday morning.
Wait, Bobby!
No.
Dipshit! Did you hear that?
Can we do that one instead?
What? I mean, both. You can put that one.
What else can I help you with?
I enjoy that he pressed that button and he said, "We did it."
That button used to link to our Victory Royale screen that had like the accomplished whatever.
That unfortunately probably got scrubbed when an OBS update occurred and erased a lot of things. But
that's fine.
That's why the buttons are also red. But Bobo, hey, the adults are talking. Yeah, did you see that?
Did you see that? You work with the people that are under you, and you're able to come to an agreement pretty fast.
Wow.
Some of the things that were in the deal were things like 15 weeks of parental leave, higher salary minimums for all positions, 12 weeks minimum severance pay, trans-inclusive health care, defeated management's proposal to give up bargaining rights over changes to healthcare mid-contract, a diversity effort budget with audit and transparency.
That last point, as a member of a union, that happens all the time, and it's a little bit funny when our union sends me a message at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and like, by the way, you can no longer do this to our healthcare systems. You got to, and I'm like, what is happening? Who is the executive that's sitting there going like, well, they can't get dental work done after 5 p.m. Like.
Retained right to publicly speak about working conditions, including social media escalation campaigns. Strengthened editorial independence language. Management must now adhere to both Geo Media's editorial policy and the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. And a really big one, obtained guarantees against forced relocation for current remote staff. They did not get expansion of like being able to hire people for work from home. But like that was one of the ones that I noticed that they don't have there. But when they're like, well, we're moving offices for Lifehacker and the rest of y'all gotta move to San Francisco, they can be like, no, we'll work remotely. It'll be fine. And they can do that. And they won't get retaliated.
Parent company of Kotaku?
Geo Media. G/O.
Oh.
Which is owned by an investment firm called like Green Hill or something like
Great
that.
Hill
I don't know.
Partners.
I don't know. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm attempting to bring it back to our friend there, Bobo, because it looks like Boater said a lot of scary words there for you, Bobo. A lot of scary words. Pay, employee rights. I know, terrifying
Equality,
words.
accountability.
But don't worry, The money's still up. The stocks are still good.
Good.
Okay.
Line goes up. Everything's good.
All right, Bobo. Don't worry.
Okay, that's all that. God. Yeah, this is how many topics I had today. I had one and a half pages front and back. Dave, what have you got? I did a lot of talking.
Well, I'm always glad for, especially because it's not like we are eventually going to get one of those chess clocks, and we're definitely going to have an episode of like we're going to try to divide the episode entirely in half and see like
God.
if we can do
we do
that.
do it for a full month and we'll see who's really carrying the show.
Carrying the show?
I don't know.
Yikes! This is not a competition, sir.
Oh, it is now.
It can easily be made one, but that's not.
That's what I thought you meant with the chess clock.
No, to come up with a challenge of like exactly half of the episode each of us talks for. Like,
We get to the 50-minute mark and then just like, I can't talk anymore. You got this.
Good night, guys. Yeah, good night. Good night. Having to fill in exactly 43 minutes and 52 seconds. God, to pick through all the things that have happened, but one that I'm really excited about, and apologies, folks, I like Twitch. I spend a lot of time on the platform, and I spend a lot of time looking at the platform and what it's doing and things like that. You can call me a Twitch nerd. I don't care. But Twitch recently did some policy changing and things like that, and I do want to cover on that because it's something that you guys watching out there, Steve in the booth, everybody can enact upon for fun things. And the title of the newest policy is regarding harmful misinformation actors. Basically what it's talking about is folks that spread actually I'll read specifically the 3 points about this. Persistently sharing widely disproven or broadly shared harmful misinformation topics, such as conspiracies that promote violence, things like that. And Twitch also put, by the way, in the terms of agreement with that policy change, on and off of Twitch.
Okay.
So big name Twitch personality that has a bigger Twitter following or a bigger Instagram following starts mouthing off. It has to be more than a one-off.
Yep. Persistently sharing is one of those points.
Yes. Yep. It's not, hey, I disagree with one thing they said here this one time. I'm going to get them banned off of Twitch and I'm going to use this as my new weapon. No. First of all, fucking stop trying to do that.
Hopefully, no.
You can't agree with everybody all the time. You just can't. I'm sorry. And if you disagree with somebody, reach out to them. Have civil discourse, things like that. Fucking
or ignore it and move on.
'Tis true. If it sticks in your craw that bad, it's just as easy to unfollow and not bother them either.
Someone said this thing that really bothers me. Was it aimed at you? Well, no. Then fucking ignore it. Like an adult.
You don't have to comment on everything. You just don't. We do, because we have 60 minutes to fill every week. But
we can't comment on everything, but we sure try.
But I just really enjoy that Twitch is now basically stating that you can help combat these people that are consistently spreading misinformation, that are posting hate speech, that are just an example of ways and recent topics that we've discussed and things like that on the program. But there are so many ways that this can be used to help make Twitch a platform that is more clear in the air of just ichor and misinformation and dumb shits outside of a Minecraft server that do these things. And I like it. And I like that, again, it specifies not one-offs. It specifies on and off of Twitch on the personality, and then it has those 3 bullet points that for it to be them to be counted as harmful misinformation actors, they have to fall under all 3 of those points. It can't just be 1 or 2 of them, and then they get scrubbed under that. There are other policies that will affect people collecting a paycheck on Twitch.
So
for these
sharing
things,
not
but-
just once, but persistently doing so, widely disproven and broadly shared. So, I mean, it's one thing if we, make up some crap with conspiracy baseball about Kojima, but if it's
or making fun of Bobby Kotick, Bobby Cottage.
eh, and then the noun of harmful misinformation topics, such as conspiracies that promote violence. So, meeting all 3 of those criteria.
I like it. I really also enjoy that Twitch did, and I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if our producer saw the survey that went out last month, but it did have to do with that and that topic, and these questions were asked of us, the viewer, and broadcasters on Twitch. Did you?
I don't remember it. Yeah.
Okay. Check those out. Those Twitch surveys do actually do something, folks. I know they're easily ignored, and they usually come up at a really bad time, like before your favorite Insane Games TV programs. But put a pin in them. Open another tab. Do them while you're listening. Do them while you're talking. Things like that. But
more on Twitch. It was reported recently that they are in the middle of a huge talent and culture exodus. They lost 300 employees last year, and so far have lost 60 this year. Both current and former employees were talking to Bloomberg, said that the company is losing touch with the community. So it's really cool to see something like this that is like not a how can we monetize, but is something that actually makes the community better. But those are getting rarer, fewer and farther between. The former head of creator development, who left in January, Marcus DJ Wheat Graham, blamed poor hiring decisions as a lot of new employees are coming in from like Silicon Valley companies. We're hiring people from Twitter, from Facebook, these tech companies, and not necessarily gaming companies, people that aren't in touch with gaming, the gaming community, the streaming community. He stated that they are, quote, unwilling to learn what this community was, why it was special. The CEO, Emmett Shear, is often blamed as he focuses on monetization features. Like, do you remember last year when they were like, oh, well, here's a way to boost your favorite creators, to spend money to boost them in search results and stuff? Like, that was poorly received. There was some other stuff that was like, that's, like, why are you doing this, Twitch? Just ban the Nazis kind of thing. It's really hard to help Emmett understand anything qualitative, said another former employee. It has to be quantitative. It has to always be, how can this make us more money? Rather than, how can this make our community better? And so it's enheartening to see measures like that against misinformation that are going to be positive for the community. But it's one of those things where there are people that really want to do things in response to the community and to help them out, while the guy at the top and a lot of the new hires are like, yeah, but how can we use this massive platform to make more money, while ignoring what made the platform so massive in the first place.
It is interesting. Glad to hear when you say mass exodus, when you say 365 employees to date in the last 2 years. Things like that, but like it also goes along with the fact that like so people will come in the store and will, oh, what do you got over next door? Oh, it's our streaming network. Oh, you're not streaming on Twitch, are you? They're losing all their big people. Like, no, they're
yeah, and that's why I wanted to make sure that, like, with this story, I'm not talking about creators leaving. I'm talking about employees at the company.
Yes. But it is funny that people bring that up, and then it's like, oh, who is a big streamer that left? Oh, Ninja. Yeah, he's back. Like, they're getting offered more money to go somewhere else. They make that nut, and then they come back here where they like it.
Or it goes away. Rest in peace, Mixer.
So, sorry, off topic a little bit.
Don't apologize.
I realized, Nerd Glasses and Behind the Counter were two of the only streams here on the network that kind of have like the triple crown, because we were on Facebook Live, we were on YouTube Live, we were on Mixer and Twitch, and some days all at the same time.
Right, yeah, because we played a little bit with multi-broadcast right in the very getting started off, yeah.
And then we got affiliate, and affiliate explicitly states that you're not allowed to do multi-broadcast to multiple platforms of that nature, which is fair,
At the same time, you can re-upload to other platforms afterward, but you cannot be live on multiple at the same time.
So we subsequently stopped that, not necessarily in relation to, but feather in the cap of Nerd Glasses that we, we've been here, we've done that, and Mixer, we remember that. That was fun. I really wish we ever found out that one dude. There was one guy who was like blowing up our stream on Mixer. Huh? Do you remember that one? Like, it was only like one instance, but like the guy like did whatever. He was like doing like thousands of this action, and neither of us had any idea what it was. But it kept coming up in like the recent action thing, and we were both like, "Oh, thank you so much." He's like, "I'm having such a great time. This is so great." And we were like, neither of us go on Mixer ever. We have no idea what this means. Like,
did you just give us $1,000 or 1,000 thumbs up? I don't know.
Either way, thank you.
Thank you.
But
if I can get that $1,000.
Yes, because Dan's the one that has it, not Mixer, who literally gave it to Ninja and was like, "Here you go."
Here you go, a couple of fat nerds.
Couple of fat nerds. We're talking about something
geek goggles
weird.
Or something? I don't know. It's yours now. Hold on, I gotta write down geek goggles for our off-campus streams.
We're gonna sell geek goggles merch in the parking lot. Hey kid, you like nerd glasses? You know what you're gonna love? You're gonna love socially awkward spectacles. You're gonna love it.
It's geek goggles will be the Digimon to Nerd Glasses Pokemon. NFT drop. I'm sorry, I couldn't get through the sentence.
The NFTs of you or I are our heads superimposed on the body of the other one. Boner's caption is indefinitely "I sports ball." Like,
obviously, it wouldn't be NFTs. We'd be selling just like JPEGs for $1 that are the head swap. Obviously,
geek goggles with Cave and Poder. Yes, all the good. Oh God, I just so sorry. But to come back to that, it's unfortunate to hear. Although, wow, echoed sentiments from a lot of other companies that we've been talking about recently, where the hierarchy is really not paying attention,
not in touch with
what's making their money currently, but rather brainstorming how to get that next Brinks truck to back up and dump. Which. On a bit of a step away from my usual personal opinions, fair. Make your money, but just remember, especially in the entertainment industry, people will find a different thing.
I mean, my issue is with the need for unsustainable growth. Like if I ever got to the point where I'm making X amount of money a month, and I'm making that consistently, I'm not going to be like, oh, but I need to make X plus Y equals, save as X, and then next month X plus Y, whatever.
Did we mention you can subscribe down below? You can subscribe to Insane Games TV. You can get the
growth
Mike
is good,
emote.
but growth at the expense of core product is not. And like Patreon has run afoul of that before. There's always been, community backlash against that. It's a thing, and that's where my problem comes, is growth at the expense of core product. And it sounds like that's something that Twitch is really in danger of, and a lot of people that were part of that core product realize that they're not wanted and are leaving. So hopefully to make a competitor.
So you're saying that we should definitely hold go live in Nerd Glasses and just stare at the camera till someone subscribes, and then talk for about 3 minutes, and they go like, "Well, I don't see any activity in chat, so we're just gonna sit here."
It'd be a St. Jude stream, maybe. It's an idea.
Till somebody does something.
We'll talk for a minute for each dollar donated for St. Jude. Nerd Glasses ends up going until 3 in the morning.
That'd be so
You can make
funny.
that happen for us.
You could force us to ruin the Citadel and then ruin...
Hold on, what shows are on Wednesdays? Let's go! Dave, you're not going to get the chance to do the Weekend Wednesday. You will still be here.
Dan comes in for work the next morning. Here we are sitting here, like at that point, just reading from the newspaper that one of us had run out and gotten. like I'm wearing
just
my
like,
pants
I can't
on my
come
head.
up with more topics. Nobody's publishing right now. Oh, thank God, it's 8 a.m. We got something from The Verge.
Oh, thank God, Kanye West is tweeting. What do we got? What do we got? You beautiful, crazy man. Bave and Doter. The NFTs are in fact only created by vomit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You vomit into a honeycomb, and then boom, you have your hexagonal profile images.
Yes, put the pain in the donation. Exactly. I did, by the way, I did message our good friends over at St. Jude's Play Alive on their Discord and things like that.
Yeah.
I was like, by the way, it's okay that we like really advertise that like pain-based incentives and things like that. And she was like, well, what are you talking about? And I linked specifically like the Bean Boozled videos
Yeah.
and things like that. And she goes, those are hilarious. She's keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, great.
Like, don't volunteer to stab yourself with a knife every time someone donates $100, but the harmless pain ones, do it.
1,000
Not on stream. Actually, that's probably against Twitch TOS.
It is very much against Twitch TOS.
And also not kid-friendly, which is against our own personal TOS during the month of May.
Oh my God! Imagine if Twitter had the typing dots that we do in texting. You could know that Kanye West is about to tweet.
Oh my God!
I'm really surprised.
I mean, I just assume that the dots are going all the time for him. He's composing his next tweet in his head while he's writing the two previous.
That's right, Kanye West. Nerd Glasses is calling you out.
I could see him responding, thinking we actually care. It's like, I'm sorry, what? I don't know. I don't know.
3 years from now, the entire point of Nerd Glasses is to get as many celebrities to mean tweet back at us. Find all of the easily hurt celebrities on Twitter and at least get them to block us.
Well, no, like, and we do it for donations. So, haha, this donation was made in your name to spite you. But then we also get like the really cool celebrities that like Patton Oswalt talks smack to us, and we get to make a donation in his name. That would be awesome.
I like that. I like that a lot. Celebrity baiting for donations.
Yeah,
and
yeah, and we get the ones that like play it straight of like actually like, and then we get the ones that are like, for charity. Hell yeah, I'll talk shit about you nerds.
You know what, Boder? Let's put a pin in that one. In a couple of months, let's just say it gently because weeks would be a little assumptive, but in a couple of months when Insane Games TV is the biggest thing on Twitch, because it will be, the people broadcasting on this network deserve your likes,
your recognition,
your chats, your recognition, and things like that. I know I can actually speak for the both of us that we are very excited to be on Insane Games TV. It's why we do the things that we do on Insane Games TV, and man, are we excited for the things that are coming, the things that have happened, and all the future things like that. Speaking of awesome, you probably may or may not have seen all of the good that's happening earlier with Insane Games Live. Luke came in and showed people how to play the Fortnite, and by show them, I mean show them how to play it at a high level, which was awesome. Grats, dude, and thank you so much. The cruise day is growing ever the stronger.
We had this discussion recently talking about getting celebrities that you admire to talk smack to you. Are you upset that your hero disdained you, or ecstatic that your hero mentioned you? I mean, if they did so sincerely, I would be pretty disappointed. If going back to,
but to be totally honest, if Kanye West tweeted me specifically, I could give a shit.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is if it's someone that I admires. She's saying celebrities you admire. I don't admire Kanye, but like, if for some reason Jim Gaffigan, I'm going with comedians apparently. If Jim Gaffigan, did a mean tweet about me, I would be pretty disappointed. I would reassess what brought me to that moment.
So like, what celebrity, if they ever mean tweeted at me, would make me feel really hurt? I don't know. I think after all these years of like being so,
You've
like there's definitely a celebrity that like if they tweeted at me, I'd be really upset. If they they're like I fucking hate you, kid. Like but I don't know.
But at this point, you don't put as much stock in celebrity
I
opinions.
a lot about this
That's
at
fair.
the St. Jude stand-up
That's probably
show,
healthy.
where it was like putting celebrities on pedestals. Like fuck you, just because you have more money than I'll ever have in my life. Like your opinion doesn't matter any more than mine. Like just because you have a platform.
I would make an
doesn't mean...
exception of Elias Tefexis, one of my favorite voice actors. It's like, look, if you're going to talk mean about me, I would be really upset. But can you please do it vocally? Because it would be amazing to hear in your voice.
Dude, Icarus, Mark Martin tells you to shove it. He probably would. If I ever I don't remember if young Dave ever met Mark Martin, because I did go to a NASCAR race specifically. Mark Martin was a racer. And I literally like walked around with this hat and a fucking Sharpie around pit lane and was like, hey, would you sign this? And the one guy's like, oh, are you a fan of me? And I literally was like, no. You're wearing the racing suit, so clearly you're one of the drivers, and I want everyone's autograph. Like, so I wandered around like, huh? When I met Dave Grohl, I fanned out on him, but had he been kind of a dick to me, perspective of like I accosted that man on the street.
Yeah.
Like I literally walked up to him and I was like, Mr. Grohl? Like
if Keanu Reeves mean tweets anyone, they really need to reevaluate their life.
If Keanu Reeves mean tweets anybody, I think the world needs to pack it in.
Yeah. In context, Utopus was wondering if he had gotten Ashley Birch to yell at me if we broke up or something, would I be upset or stoked? Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I feel really bad. I have no idea who any of those people are. Although this is a program where you and I mention a lot of people and things we like, and I bet a lot of people are like, who the fuck is that?
Ashley Birch, voice actress, plays Aloy in the Horizon games.
Oh! I'm back with you. I'm right on.
Yep. But anyway, we're over time. Did you have any others that you want to hit really quick before we throw it to table topics?
Do you own a Switch?
Yes.
Are you sick of Nintendo IP being $60 on the online store even though it came out 6 years ago? Yes. Does that IP have Mario's face on it? March 10th, Mario Day. Go on your Switch. You can go now. It's on sale. Things like that. I know GameStop and Best Buy will be doing Mario Day, March 10th, sales. Classic titles that are never usually on sale ever. Talking Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Parties of the various persuasions. Things of that nature. Mario Raving Rabbids. No, I'm just kidding. That game's $10.
It's already, yeah.
March 10th is Mario Day. Make sure to turn on your Switch then. There's probably going to be some fun, free little giveaways, things like that. Nintendo's going to be doing some funny little things, but it is the one case and the one time where Nintendo actually kind of lets the vault open for a couple seconds. Not very wide. It's not deep discounts. It's like 39 from 69, but still, like, just as a heads up, March 10th, snag you some good Mario games on a
until Black Friday. Okay, yeah. Well, man, I don't know. Nintendo gets pretty stingy even then. So,
tis true.
That's gonna have to do it for us. Unfortunately, we are over time. So sorry, Death Stranding.
No, we'll validate your parking. We'll see you next week.
As for all other tabled topics, those will be going into the Discord below. So make sure that you're a member of the Discord, part of the community there, able to talk about topics in between shows. I'm going to be putting up some stuff about Activision Blizzard. Thanks, Bobby. So I'll be putting that into there tomorrow sometime. So make sure that you're following us on Discord for that. And just following us right here on Twitch. We have close to a dozen different streamers. What did I say?
I figured out what I'm going to say at the end of the stream. Sorry.
Okay.
And I'm really excited.
Oh, I can't wait. We got like a dozen different streamers, so make sure that you're following us right here, Insane Games TV, and come back tomorrow where we've got the Dream Team, Retro Wednesday, and the Weekend Wednesday, all kicked off by OC5 Remix. And also make sure that you stick around right here, where after Nerd Glasses podcast goes, we're going to take 5 minutes, move everything 6 feet to the right, another 10-minute countdown, and then I will be playing more Spirit of the North for a third session. This game is lasting longer than I expected, and I'm liking it more than I thought I would, and we're going to see how it goes. So, Dave?
It's going to be like shouted at the end.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you for watching. From all of us here at the Nerd Glasses podcast, I've been Boater.
I've been Dave, man.
And we'll see you next time.
And fuck Bobby Kotick!